before my questions, can you please introduce yourself and tell us why you decided to study political science?
All right, my name is Jack. I was born and raised in Indonesia, but I came to America in 2012. Um, I got
I didn't
into,
know that. Wow.
yeah. So I decided to learn political science because it's pretty funny how like we're watching the news today and everyone's pointing fingers at each other. Like both parties, Democrats, Republicans, even independents, all have something to say about each other. So I thought it was pretty funny. Better learn about it.
That's a good reason. Okay, my first question, what is your favorite media source and when do you usually get news?
My favorite media source. I think I get some of my news off of like YouTube, to be honest. That's how scary, unreliable my news sources might be. But I kind of like independent journalists more than I do big corporate media newses, just because I think um, an independent person might not have money backing his opinions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So I think that you're familiar with traditional media and modern media. So how do you think, where is more reliable information, TV or the internet? And do you consider TV as already traditional and old media?
I think TV is an old media source right now. Let's see, I think TV started in the 1960s when people really started watching it. And it seems like you're getting either two viewpoints from TV. It's always either a Republican or a Democrat, telling you their opinions. But I think if you go to the internet, you can probably get a more diverse source of news. I think, but you just really got to watch out if some are censored or not. But I don't know if that's really happening. I haven't seen it. I wouldn't know actually.
So for you, internet has more reliable information, right?
I think so.
Okay, so did media just in general, they shape your political views and perceptions or not?
I think the media does have influence. I would say yes, it does. But I don't think I 100% agree with how some sources say portray their news. I usually have something a little different to think about it, but yeah, for the most part, it does influence.
So if you remember when you have like your first, like really, really first political perceptions, did media like change it somehow or strengthen your initial views?
I think the biggest change is when I started working for government, actually. That's what it was, yeah. So during my time in the military, we start to realize, like, we're told to do something and we're told reasons why we're doing that. And as we're doing it, a lot of people start to think, like, this doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this?
So what did you do exactly?
Well, I would say it's little things like, hey, I need you to go dig a hole over there, right? And you go, okay, well, I'll dig a hole over there. And then once you're done digging the hole, you're like, why did I dig a hole over here? This doesn't make sense. Like, it's not the right place for it. And later I'll be told to dig it back up, But that's the kind of things that's like a very small scale of what the government, how I view the government telling me what to do. And it just seems like on a bigger picture, that's the main theme is.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. So, do you find your political perception as the most popular compared to others, or do you prefer following some unpopular points of view?
I think my political views are on the unpopular side, to be honest. But I don't have a very good gauge in school. I don't know what the popular opinion is here. I know where I live is probably more popular there. So I think it depends on if I live there,
Yeah.
I'm more popular there. In terms of my
here,
belief, yeah.
what political views you follow that are popular?
I am, let's see, I tend to lean more to the right, and I think in school people are more centered, either centered or left.
Yeah, I think so. Like students, they just prone to be more left.
Right, but I'm all over the place too. Let's say, like, I'm more on the right, but I'm I'm not religious
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, or I'm more on the right, but I'm okay with abortion or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm everywhere.
Okay, so it's not radical, right?
Hmm.
Okay, can you remember some events in the US history when media presented it in a wrong way and you were like, no, it was wrong?
Yeah, I always thought the Russian collusion. I never believed Russian collusion from the get go, and it turns out like right now, I guess Hillary Clinton's under investigation for Russian collusion because it was Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
It was messy from the get go. Like that's one of the big things.
But it was presented in a different way in the
It was, yes. So I think what Russian collusion was, how do they do it? Well, I guess Trump found a way to talk to Russia or something like that to win the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out I don't think Russia had anything to do with it. I think they didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I think it was a made up story for a political assassination is what it was.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
Yeah, okay. Do you have the same views as your family and do you share media sources with each other?
We don't share news. I don't share news between me and my dad. I don't talk politics with my brother. And I am definitely not the same political ideology with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So me and my dad are closer. We don't share news. I think he's more strongly right-leaning than I am.
So, what do you think about YouTube today? Is it still an independent and free media, or it is already under someone's control?
I think YouTube's already under someone's control, just because some people who have YouTube channels aren't getting their videos monetized. So I think YouTube's got some influence over what they want others to show or not. Or there's more incentive to present your news in the way YouTube wants you to. You know, because if YouTube doesn't like you, they'll demonetize you. If they like you, they'll keep you monetized.
Yeah, because right now a lot of videos they just ban because of some policy, and they consider that they just insult someone else. That's why they banned, but I don't know. So, do you find social media trustworthy sources when people can see the truth? Where can people see the truth?
If people can see the truth, that would be awesome. But it's even for me, I have trouble seeing the truth. I don't know, but I don't think I don't think they want to show you the truth. I think they want to just get you riled up. I think that's the source of, for media to be, for you to want to come back and see the same news, and that's how they make money, is to get you to come back. I think they just want to create drama for you to come back and see it again. I think that's what they do.
Okay, now I want to ask you some questions about media's influence, and let's talk about elections. So, did you vote?
Yes, I voted.
Okay, so what do you think about media power based on last elections? Was it intense propaganda?
I think media's power was, yes, I think it was pretty intense for propaganda purposes. Because I know they don't show things that could hurt a politician that they support, and they always show things that will hurt a politician that they don't support, for example, yeah.
I agree, I saw it too. So can you change your mind of your vote beforehand, or like during pre-election process propaganda has influence on you?
I think people can change their minds, especially if they're on the center. If they were more center, bad news about a politician can have an influence on how they vote. So yes, I think it definitely has an influence.
Okay. Do you usually believe in information from American news channels about other countries?
I don't believe, American news about other countries, I don't really believe it. It's hard to believe.
It's more skeptical for you?
Right.
It's very biased?
I think so. Or, like, where are they getting the news from? Like, are they reliable sources, or is it the way news medias want to portray it to you, for example?
Yeah, so do you usually double check either perspective or not?
Oh, I don't. No, I usually don't.
Okay, So how do you think, why are most of Americans so isolated from the world news and follow just only domestic politics?
I think it's because most Americans don't travel outside of America. Some people don't leave their state.
Mhm.
Most Americans don't have passports, so most Americans who have left the country went to Canada and Mexico, which is a border country.
Yeah, kind of still same.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question. So, when Americans complain about two-party system, I always want to say that it is better than only one. So, how do you think? What do they want when they say the current system is bad?
So, I think most people actually do want more than two-party system. I know the party I'm affiliated with doesn't really represent what I really want. So, yeah, I do think most Americans want more than a two-party system, but I think naturally it always comes down to the two-party system.
Mhm.
If one party can't get the votes, or if one party gets knocked out, the remaining people within that party would still probably have to vote for something else. So it's up to the remaining two parties that has to collect those votes. So I think naturally it always devolves down to a two-party system.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.